Welcome back. This is Ghana Tonight. Now, for many, this is long overdue. But the Ghana Football Association has apologized for the poor showing the Black Stars put up at the ongoing Africa Cup of Nations in Côte d'Ivoire. Now, the national team was booted out of the group stages last week, much to the disappointment of fans and some of the players themselves who have been apologizing on their various social media handles. Here are the details of the statement released by the Ghana Football Association after pressure was brought to bear. Now, this is it. Now, this statement came in not too long ago, in fact, some few hours ago, less than 3 hours ago, as a matter of fact. This one here says, the Ghana Football Association extends our sincerest apologies to the good people of Ghana and all stakeholders for the recent disappointing performance of the senior national team, the Black Stars, at the Africa Cup of Nations Côte d'Ivoire 2023. They continue. We understand the disappointment and frustration that such results can bring to our passionate football-loving nation. Our team's performance fell short of the high expectations we all share, and we take full responsibility for the disappointment. Following a meeting of the Executive Council of the Association and Chairman of the RFAs on Tuesday, January 30, 2024, the GFA wishes to assure all stakeholders that the requisite steps are being taken to address the issues at hand, and a thorough review of the team's strategies, training, compensation, and overall structure is underway. We value the unwavering support of our stakeholders, and we commit to working tirelessly with you to ensure a stronger and more competitive team. Your loyalty and passion are the driving forces behind our efforts to rebuild and elevate the standard of Ghanaian football. So that's the statement coming through from the Ghana Football Association. Well, so let's go on to Zoom now. And the man who, together with many people, been very passionate about what happened in Côte d'Ivoire, it's joining us on Zoom, Saddick Adams. We call him the Sports Obama. Saddick, it's good to have you as always. Good evening. Yes, if you can unmute for me, please.
Right. Good evening, Alfred. It's always a pleasure.
Fantastic. So after 1 week, I was just having a conversation with my colleagues last night. We're going to have this conversation about why the GFA hasn't spoken after we crashed out of this tournament 1 week on. This apology came in just less than 3 hours ago. And in fact, you posted a few hours ago on your X page that you were giving the GFA, in fact, that's what we have on the screen right now. You said by midday of tomorrow, 31st January, we, that's your household, will not be accepting any apology from any GFA official, the ministry, players, and technical team in good faith. As for the GFA that prepared an $8.5 million budget in the face of harsh economic distress, they've made it clear by conduct that they do not see anything wrongful enough to require an apology. Well, they've done this. Does this suffice in any way?
Well, thank you very much. I don't think it does. Even God spent 6 days in creating the world. So if you need 9 days to apologize for something that is so blatant, it's obvious that you've been manipulated or forced. And a forced apology serves no purpose. I think that's, like you said, you do not need to be forced to apologize for something that you've committed, a wrongdoing that you know so clear. Individual players in the team have apologized long ago. And 9 days after the elimination, it is obvious that they are doing this because of the backlash and the sense of guilt that whatever that people have said, it's in the right sense. And me personally, I have not been saying that they should apologize. I'm just suggesting that they should have apologized. I'm not forcing them. Nobody is imploring on them to apologize, but that's how they say it. So, of course, if you think that we should apologize, if you insist we should apologize, if you demand an apology, we will apologize, but we shan't take this thing deeply like you think. Exactly what I feel about the statement. Whatever purpose the apology is supposed to serve has been caused already. Whatever harm has been caused 9 days after the embarrassment. So it serves no purpose to me.
For the shambolic performance of the Black Stars. Now, in taking full responsibility, beyond this statement of apology, What else should they do?
Well, there is a committee. There is a committee to search for a new coach, and I believe that that is an attempt to conceal the details of the ills and problems that we encountered in Ivory Coast. That committee needs to be disbanded. I think that they need to put it on hold. The Minister for Youth and Sports should instruct them, because the coach will be paid by the taxpayers' money. There's no need to search for a new coach if they understand now that there should be a technical report over which they will review to see the main problems that happen. Perhaps they are the problem. So why do you set a committee to appoint a coach when you are reviewing? Who is the problem? The problem has kept on repeating. This is a problem that has been happening. So the people who are trying or pretending to solve the problem are actually the problem. So they should wait and disband that committee, dissolve it, appoint a caretaker coach. The Ministry of Youth and Sports should make sure that we appoint 2 or 3 local coaches to oversee the team, and then look through what went on in Ivory Coast, including the management committee, disbanding the same management committee whose chairman is leading the search for another coach. I think that the search for a new coach, it's something that the GFA is using to conceal or gloss over the embarrassment in Ivory Coast. We need to know what actually transpired, who was the culprit, who led the embarrassment, who failed the team. Because if they are not the people who failed the team, they should allow for investigations for us to know who actually led that embarrassment and what can be done to fix it, because the people who caused it certainly cannot fix it.
Well, you place so much expectation on the Minister of Youth and Sports. And I'm looking at him right now and over the period. Has he flexed his muscles enough for you to have confidence that he would be able to disband this 5-member committee, put it on hold, put a caretaker coach in place, all of that you've been saying? There are some who actually doubt that he has the verve, that kind of gravitas to do so.
Yeah, we all doubted the FA will ever apologize. There are signs and cohorts insisted that they will never apologize. But that is what pressure does. If the minister has never exerted the authority that he's supposed to exert by the virtue of the power granted him by the people of Ghana, we are reminding him of his power. The Ghana Football Association is just a sporting body under his remits. He has the power to instruct them, especially as the minister understands that the coach will be paid by the Ghanaians on whose power he is acting. So if he's sleeping, this is a time to remind him that Ghanaians are calling on him to instruct the FA. He hasn't done that yet, but we are reminding him, just like we've reminded the FA and the players and every particular person who was involved in this. If we do not remind the minister, whom I think has the capacity to do everything that we've been calling for, he is the representative of the president. So the minister is being called upon by the people, by the masses, to act, because leaving the GFA, they will act in a manner that is very inconsiderate, like they've done in the past. And I think that if he thinks he doesn't have the power, it is very easy for him to go and reflect and look through his files and understand the context of the job he does as a minister. And I think he's been reminded it is time for him to stand up and disband that committee, wait for a technical report, management report, probe that controversial budget. If he's not part of it, probe it, and then we will know whoever has led this embarrassment, including the siphoning of money, the dissipation of the taxpayers' money for that campaign, which led us in that shameful exit. So I'm sure the minister hasn't done yet, but we are reminding him, and we will keep on reminding him. If the committee goes ahead to do their work and bring in a coach, there will certainly be a next line of action for everything that we've been talking about.
I see. Now, Saddick, stay with me, because we've just seen a video of Andre Ayew also. In fact, beyond her tweet, he's done a video to apologize. We'll play a bit of that video, and I'll take your quick thoughts on this. Take a look.
Hi, everyone. These past days has been very difficult days for every Ghanaian football fan and myself. I would like to to apologize for the results in the AFCON that we just exited. We know that we should have done better, that we should have brought better results to the nation. As the captain of the squad, I take full responsibility for what happened on the pitch, for the playing body. We should have done better. We should have made sure that we bring results to our nation. But in football, these are things that happened. These are things that make you stronger. And what doesn't kill you always make you become a stronger person individually and collectively. We are Ghana, and everybody that knows me knows that I'm never going to give up, meaning we are never going to give up. We are going to rise and shine again. We are going to do this as a family. I'd like to apologize again and show our remorse. We understand the anger, the backlash, everything that came to us. We take it and we'll make sure that we put our flag back where it belongs.
So that's the day are you there, Saddick. So we've established, well, the players might take part of the blame, and maybe the coach. The coach has been sacked. Possibly we may see some changes in the players. We understand there's going to be another AFCON next year, correct?
Right, next year.
So we have just about a year. That's if we do qualify for that AFCON as well. So
Definitely.
what should be done?
Just some 17 months to go.
17 months. So
right.
For the GFA itself, what has to be done as well if they are taking part of the blame, so that in forging ahead, we don't repeat the same things and expect different results quickly?
Well, they need to reform. The management committee of the team needs to be properly constituted. Bring in experts, ex-players. Tony Buffo and co are there, people who are working for FIFA. I don't know the fears of the GFA in involving people of such stature in their affairs. They also need to understand that appointing the national team coach is just a fraction of the things that needs to be done to win the AFCON. They need to get a team that is solid enough. The influencing of national team collapse, which has become very prevalent in recent times, needs to be stopped. And we need to set up a technical committee, a technical directorate, who will be responsible for engaging the coach in the call-up of players, and not executive committee and management committee members who have clubs. And this thing needs to start from the basics. I don't think the ball rests with the Black Stars alone. We need to look at the holistic reforms of our national teams and bring a better approach and outlook of the team, rather than what we've had in recent times, where so much indiscipline and the team becoming monetizing the team at the expense of the passion and patriotism. So much needs to change, but it will be a gradual process, starting with the leadership of the GFA management of the Black Stars.
I do appreciate your time as always, Saddick. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Saddick Adams is a sports journalist. He covered the Black Stars' performance, the participation, I would say, in the Africa Cup of Nations, and is ongoing in Ivory Coast. There are countries that are making their citizens really proud, and one of such countries, at least before we started the show today, as we did see Morocco get kicked out by a less favored side. But now the people are celebrating. On behalf of the rest of the team, I want to say thank you. I mean, Team Ghana Tonight, thank you so much for staying with us here on Ghana Tonight. Join us same time tomorrow. My name is Alfred Consi. Have a good night.